Hello, my name is John Rosebush. I'm the founder, the CEO, and the president of the Worldwide Development Corporation. Recently, I put out a challenge to the United Nations. This challenge states that we've created a new energy invention that has the ability to create 100,000 terawatts of 24/7 firm electricity distributed widely across the entire planet. This is 15,000 times what we produce today around the world. Now, that challenge seems to be unreal to most scientists. We stand behind that challenge. We also say that this new energy invention can generate energy 50% cheaper than wind or solar and 25% cheaper than coal, the most cheapest energy generation technology that exists today. This challenge is real. The Worldwide Development Corporation is willing to put itself at risk over this challenge. This challenge also states that this new energy invention can be validated right from the engineering and from the 3D drawings and from a prototype that exists today without any further effort or work to determine the validation of the new energy invention and the challenge. There's no other company in the world or any other person that is willing to do that. That's how real this challenge is. This challenge and this new energy invention can change the world. Right now, that challenge is out there. It's in a post, and it's been out there on LinkedIn and Facebook, etc., and also within the Worldwide Development Corporation's website. Our website is www.wdcpower.com. Please go out there and review the challenge. Let me get into a little more detail about the challenge. The challenge states that if we cannot produce 100,000 terawatts of firm 24/7 electricity around the world, we're willing to give up the rights. The challenge also states that if we can't generate 15,000 terawatts on every single continent except Antarctica, we will give up the rights. The next one says if we can't generate 40 terawatts of 24/7 electricity, and 96% of the countries around the world will give up the rights. Now remember, today we only generate about 6.8 terawatts of electricity, 6.8. So we're talking about 96% of the countries would have 5 or 6, 7 times the amount of energy the world produces today if they so choose to do that. Now, most scientists believe this is impossible. We know they're wrong. No company in the world would ever put up its entire existence on a challenge that they could not meet. Think about that. Who would ever do that? Matter of fact, GE and Siemens, they tout about wind and solar. They're out there looking for subsidies. And we're telling you that we can generate energy 50% cheaper than wind or solar. 50%. And actually, we believe it's quite a bit more than that if we determine that to be the challenge mark, right? We actually think we can produce energy 70 or 80% cheaper in reality. That's how powerful this new energy invention is. It is light years ahead of anything that exists today. Now, I don't know if the United Nations said that they can't partner with me because of a charter. Really? A charter is going to stop them from being able to create a world that's sustainable, because this is the one thing that has eluded mankind up to now to create a sustainable future. Be able to power this world without consuming resources. You know, it's much more than just about cheap electricity. The goal is for it to replace oil. Why? Why are we so concerned about oil? Because it's a limited resource. Because without oil, you can't have a modern society. And without a modern society, 7.6 billion people today, projected to be 10 billion people by the year 2050, can't exist. You know, oil is to make plastics, tires, asphalt, and so many things in the world. Just look around the world. And I don't think most people realize that 30% of the oil consumed in the United States is to make products. Oil is the most critical resource we have today, besides water. We need oil to have a modern society, and we need it to last forever if we can. And so that should also tell you that we need to be able to recycle oil products if we really truly want to have a sustainable planet. Today, I look around and it's hard for me to believe that people have embraced solar and wind the way they have. Europe is in major problems with wind. They know that. Intermittent energy will never be able to power the planet by the weather. And that's exactly what that represents. We see India. India just made an agreement with the United States. And why did they make the agreement with the United States? To build 6 new nuclear plants. Solar still only represents 3% of the energy in India. Saudi Arabia just got done selling off their oil rights for their last oil remaining that they know about for $49 billion. There's many things that are being talked about around the world that people are not aware of. The world knows we're in trouble, in serious trouble. Matter of fact, we're either going to go one way or the other. Now, the Worldwide Development Corporation has never asked anybody for a penny. I mean, that should speak very, very highly of the challenge that we put out there. And yet it's being ignored. We cannot understand why. And by the way, the cost part of it talks about the NREL, which is a standard way that we compare energy technologies and the cost of them around the world. We're willing to go by that. And by the way, it's not up to us to validate it. We're willing to have a very, very large engineering firm validate the power projections and the validity of the new energy invention. So, and we're willing to have a law firm write up the challenge. We're willing to stand behind it. We're very comfortable. The next thing that the part about the challenge talks about, but it's not part of the challenge, is we believe that we can create a much cheaper electricity grid around the world. All grids will be localized. There'll be no more long distance grids. Now, we also believe that we can show that if we set up the new energy invention and implement it the way it's designed to be, that it will be almost 100% backup capabilities. That means we can have one energy source. Now, that's very, very powerful. By the way, it will also reduce hacking around the world because there'll be no more long distance blackouts. So we can reduce that a great deal. Matter of fact, almost get rid of it. There's so many benefits to this new energy invention that I cannot discuss because of privacy concerns. We need to wake up. I don't know where the world leaders are, but this challenge goes up to the United Nations. I was at the United Nations last year, and the only thing they were concerned about was how much money I had, not the technology. The world's printing money today like there's no tomorrow. I mean, money is just money, and I've been offered by at least 30 different companies, venture capital groups, etc., to fund this project. But I cannot do that until I have the right partners. And I keep emailing them back. I'm still trying to put together the right partners. Now, India, I could show you how to produce 3,440 terawatts of electricity in your country. Today, you produce 1/3 of a terawatt. Now, I've been trying to seek you out as a partner because of that, because I wanted to help you. And by the way, you would end up having to help the world, so it's not just one-sided. I'll look for you for leadership, but it looks like that somehow you've trapped yourself into solar and going and asking the United States to help you with nuclear. It really don't make a lot of sense. You need energy really bad. And by the way, once this new energy invention is disclosed, then it's going to make all the forms of energy generation obsolete immediately. So all the time and money that's wasted around the world is crazy for me to sit here. Now, I don't mind because I'm not trying to be rich and I'm not all excited over a partnership that's irresponsible. Now, I'm looking for responsible partners to help me bring this new energy invention to the world, to bring it together, not separate it, to create a place for everybody, to bring up the bottom half of the countries around the world, to try to balance out the world and to create a middle class around the world again. Now you can be in denial of what I've put out there, and I can sit here and wait. And I live in a wonderful place right next to Lake Michigan. I live a wonderful life. So the idea that this is hurting me is not true. but I do want to help the world. I've worked on this for 14 years. This is not an overnight success. For the first 8 or 9 years, it was a total failure. And then all of a sudden, I had a breakthrough. Well, I didn't jump up and down after the breakthrough. I spent 2 more years, almost 3, refining it, transforming it, making it so it can be deployed around the world. Uh, Change it in very positive ways, making it much more efficient. Right now, we believe it's the most efficient energy source on the planet by light years. Not because of its complexities, but because of its capabilities. It is the one thing that's needed to create a sustainable planet going forward. There's also other things that are needed. We'll have to set up recyclable centers to recycle oil products so we preserve our oil for future generations. This is real, totally real. I'm just waiting for the right partners. No money's involved, so the idea that you can talk about skepticism doesn't make any sense. That's what the challenge was created for. The challenge was created for 2 purposes. One, to get rid of skepticism, and 2, to show the capabilities of this new energy invention. The website is out there. I'll repeat it again, www.wdcpower.com. I would please contact me, and if it's the right people, I will work with you with open arms, and we can change this world for the better and create a future for our kids and grandkids. I appreciate your time, and thank you very much.